Good afternoon. All right, so it's Friday. I've been kind of trying to tweak it down. If you can see, I've got most of my code here cleaned up, finally. I've been kind of working on it the last couple of days. I've got it in a good state of progress here. So I have, I was actually watching, my big play football. And the reason for this is, again, I was trying to get an idea. Oh, it's really stuttery at the moment, as you can see. But this game does a really good job of a lot of things visually. One of the things I did notice that their offense never changes formation. It's always the same formation. The defense, however, changes formation like regularly. I don't know if it's random or what, but it puts the defensive players in different locations regularly. Now, this game is pretty much won by my team, but there's a number of things I really like about what this game does, and I'm hoping to be able to, in some way, replicate, get the good blocking down. They have pretty good mobility. My players are going to look different, obviously. That's the idea, hope anyway. Whoa, that would have been a touchdown if you would have caught that. But so anyway, it's a matter of just kind of trying to get a feel for what are they doing formation-wise, how are their guys taking care of blocks, and I'm curious how it's all done in the UI. I don't know what tool they use. They might use Unity. It seems to be Unity's pretty common. I wish I knew a little bit more about the developer of this game. I even wish I could pick his brain, but maybe not until I get into the UI area anyway. But this is one of the games I'm most impressed with how it functions overall. I really, at this point, don't see any chance that this team's going to beat my team. I did do some upgrades. I haven't paid any money on it, so it's good in that sense. It's a game you can play without paying, but it's difficult because, like, I have an injury on my defense, and it's really hard to get the cash things you need in order to get packs that have players in them. This game also doesn't really build off of like true stats, off of NFL stats. Your guys don't necessarily get better. You just got to keep upgrading players, and it's kind of one of those cap things where you just keep trying to upgrade. You don't upgrade the player. You have to get a different player with different stats, and then you try to give them contracts to, it does some management. It's kind of what you call like a manager light. It has some features. But there's not a lot because the stats and stuff don't really apply to specific players. They're more about your team. But it's got stuff in there. It's kind of like it's a very good. Oh, I'm in good shape. I might even score again. Who knows? It's one of those things where it's probably so far I'd say the best simulation game I have seen out there, not management wise, but well, so much for that. But it's one of the best games out there that I've seen that does a game sim really good. These are full 15-minute quarters. They play in about 10 minutes, maybe 5. I don't know. But still, it's a very well done simulation, and it's actually enjoyable to watch your players doing their thing. Now I'm hoping my game will be able to do something similar, but I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff, so you're going to see a lot more variety and a lot more things going on in the game. And you can see their sidelines are pretty inactive. Now there's one of my guys come and follow viewers that come and follow pretty regularly. He goes by the name B.O. and he's he was involved with a game called Super Tiny Football, and it's kind of a lot like Retro Bowl. It's just a little bit more. It's got decent graphics as well, but it's a game you kind of have to play it, and there's no defensive side. So when the other team has the ball, I mean, it's one-sided. It's offense only. Your offense only. When you have the ball, you drive. Then the other team you never see what they're doing, except it'll say 20 yards, 30 yards, touchdown, or whatever. It'll show whatever they got. It might show that they threw a pass for 20 yards or ran for 10 yards. I mean, it might tell you what kind of play they ran, but it won't give you a whole lot of details beyond that. And you can see here that this just shows you what team scored. Apparently, I have Joe Biden on my team. I didn't even realize how that I had Joe Biden throwing for me. I guess I didn't pay attention to his name. But, Dick North is my quarterback, I guess. Joe Biden is my receiver. So that was actually a pretty decent win for me. Like I said, I did some upgrades. The game's pretty good. I do recommend trying it out. You wanna try Sim until my game comes out. Fine. This would be one I'd recommend trying out, seeing if you like it. It doesn't have a ton of stuff, but it's got, if you like football and you want to kind of get in there a little bit, it's a game that can scratch the itch. I play it every now and then. And see how here, look, it wants me to rate it. What would I rate it? Highly. Let's see what people complain about on this. Let's see. I really miss the old UI and graphics. I just installed it again after not playing for 2 years, and I come back to all this new nonsense. I get moving forward and updating, but if you want to update a game, make a second version. Do not ruin the original. If you say so. I don't know what the original was, so I can't really say, because I've only had this on here for a few months. So there's got to be more, right? Oh, here we go, see all reviews. This game was great till they updated. Oh, 22, you don't like it. I had finally designed a winning team. It was fantastic. I would play 20 games a season and go like 17-3 almost every time. My team's overall is like a 98. I was destroying teams with an overall less than 80. Because the point of a football franchise is to build a team you're proud of, but now that you have updated the game, my team can must be supposed to be win 2 games in a row. I mean, I'm losing to a team that can be 39 overall. So there's a lot of things like that. That's one of the things. It's very common for sim games to be very poor at scrambling. Okay, so. And it makes sense because there's a lot of stuff that has to be decided for a quarterback to decide to scramble, right? It's not, there's a lot of AI has to happen, logic in the game. And I'm building in scrambling. There will be scrambling in my game. Trust me, I have all that planned out. I even have, I think I even have some functions and such. When the quarterback is in a pass mode, he's got a lot of little things he has to do. He has to check for where the players are. He has to check both offense and defense. He's got to see who's broken a tackle, block, who hasn't, and decide whether or not he can make a pass. And then if he can't, he's either going to throw it away or run, scramble. And assuming he's able to give himself some space, he might try to throw the ball. But so yes, I do plan to have scrambling in my game. But yeah, I think it's a difficult thing for Sims to decide. You're putting an AI level that in there. It's not just about finding. Not just about looking for a player and throwing it to them when they hit their mark. It's about kind of knowing whether or not, where's the defensive player? You're putting in a level of AI then that's saying, okay, well, now not only do I have to worry about where a guy is and what position he is on the field, but I also have to worry about where everybody's at. And it's just a lot of logic that has to happen for a sim to be able to do things like scramble and then throw the ball. I think it's actually fairly rare for most simulations to do that, to have a team that's smart enough to know to scramble. Most don't do that. So you could see that in 2024, Mr. Justin here, new team screen is terrible. Tons of elements are broken. Can't scroll by. That was in 2024. Now, yeah, I'm using it now in 2025. I'm not finding a lot of that, but I haven't played it a ton. Changing offense defense focus doesn't work half the time. Getting matched up with same opponent 10 times in a row. Blowout losses where my team manages 1 to 3, 3 to 4. 100. Wow. Old version had quirks and issues, but this one is still a whole century of de-evolution. These guys. 2020. Some of these, it's hard to read things that are like that old. I feel like the games have probably changed. Look at that. 2018. Game's been around for a while. And this one was last February. After playing the new version a few times, I gave an early review too premature. I've come to the conclusion I personally don't like the new version. You can't scroll up and down the screen to see your standings. Once the 60 games are completed, you don't know your standings unless you're in the top 10. Once the tournament ends on Monday, that's when you find out. My assessment is please go back to the old version. So I don't know. I don't know what they've done or changed in any of these. It's 19, 18, 24. A lot of people in 24 don't like... this game is all right, although there is this issue where when I would try to watch an ad for free coins, it would say something like failure to make connection. I hope I don't have... I mean, I want to... Maybe I'll do an ads thing. That might work. But I don't want people to feel like they have to do certain things. You know, tying ads in for coins will help me get some income, true. But I also got to make sure that the game is fully playable. Like I'm really saying, I want you to be able to play your game all the way through a season. I mean, you should never not be able to play your game. You should never worry that the other teams are going to suddenly just buy up all this stuff and you're just going to be left in the dust. Ultimately, what I want is a lot of the money aspects of it, which I hope to make it, mostly about the collection aspects of the game. Collect cards, make them cooler, upgrade, make your team look better, make it... You know, I don't know that I'm going to have a lot that allows you to perform better. There might be little perks and little things that you can both earn playing and else that might do little things for the game. But I genuinely want my players to be able to play the game no matter what. And what does that mean to me financially? That's the big question, right? I hope to have a lot of things in there that if people are enjoying the game, they will want to pay. Maybe they enjoy it enough that they want to pay for a second team. You can, I guess, create another account and just have two different accounts managing. But maybe if you have two teams, you could build your collection off of both teams, because both teams can contribute to what you need to build your collection. So it kind of merges those. Allowing you to maybe, have more teams to build your collection up better. And your collection cards actually will display and have an effect. You can see somebody's really ultimate upgraded cards when they're shown and displayed. And maybe there'll even be little effects and little things that happen that go along with the players you've collected. That's my strategy. That's what I want. I want to make it so that your goal is to get all these little boons and perks of things that make your guys seem like better looking guys maybe than maybe those people who are not paying for anything or not playing as much. If you play a ton, I want you to be able to upgrade your cards too. So, I mean, again, I don't want to really block anything. But some things might be able to be accelerated that don't necessarily affect gameplay. That's my objective. So the collectability aspects may be a little bit more on the pay side, but none of it will be completely on the pay side, but you can maybe accelerate your collection a little bit through pay aspects. But the game, your players and what they do and how you can manage them, it's just going to be kind of balanced. It's going to be pretty fair across the board. Everybody's going to be able to do what everybody can do. So that's my plan. And that's how I am strategizing the entire... So the game here, I am designing the game first. It's all about the game. Everything else is just the keep me fed and alive layer. The cream on top that's going to hopefully give me, some income. But in no way do I want that. If you don't want the cream, you just brush it off and you play the game, because it's all it's going to be. So that's the plan, the strategy. I am totally out of drink. All my cups. I have a cup and a pre-drink and my water. It's all empty. I'm going to have to step away in a minute and get something to drink. It's Friday, guys. So I've got about 4.5 hours, which means I'm going to have to break this up because I only like to do 2-hour streams. So this first stream, we'll continue with the RunTime well, actually, I completed my runtime pieces. So now I guess I'm working on the route actions. I'm just cleaning them up, getting everything to compile, and then I'm going to switch over to my players here and try to get that one cleaned up. And then I think I've kind of got it. You can see I'm pretty much down on a lot. This was like all red before. And so what is this file? All right, so this is nothing. I have a feeling this is gonna be a quick one. It's just gonna change my player objects that are kind of not referencing correctly, but I think we should be. Oh, wait, no, that's not a thing. No. Why does it want to change that? All right, so that should, I don't know why it wanted to change that. What did it actually do? Yeah, what did it change? Did it do anything? Yeah. All right, so it's just going to figure the player. It's just a reference. I probably could have done it, but it'll do all of them at once and syntactically won't make the mistake. This is Gemini. Now, I have not been using Gemini very much these last few days. Gemini 2.5. Couple of reasons. One, I do tend to hit limits. Two, it does things weird. Honestly, I'm not terribly. It takes a lot for it to kind of work its way up to usable. Because he's like, no, read this. Oh yeah, let me check that. And I go, read all the files. Okay, I'll expand. Eventually, after a little bit, it'll expand to everything and kind of start getting it right. But then it forgets the next time you're doing stuff, right? So really all it came down to was that. Okay, nice. That should probably fix all those. Most of them anyway. Let's see what else we got. Now, I do intend, this is my goal for this next sprint. I am at the beginning of the sprint, so this is my, hopefully, wait, what did I do? Some task. Current ask promise was ignored. What? I don't know. I don't know what the current ask promise was. Error fetching from blah 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 blah. Okay, so I think we're having a. I must have hit a limit. It's all right. I think I'm good. It's probably not going to work anymore. I probably hit my limit. It's, you get like 2 or 3. It's really silly, and the more complex the question is, the more it does, and the whole thing kind of melts down. So. Yeah, you only get so many tries. I think, yeah, it's blowing up. I probably hit some kind of limit. Or it's just not working. I don't know. The Rue stuff is kind of rudimentary. But I think we're almost there. Let's go ahead and close. Let's go see what route actions has for errors right now. It looks like it's pretty good. I don't know why it's showing all these. Oh, let's close this. Maybe that'll help. Aha, there it is. Add entry. Oh yeah, I have to create a function for add entry. I I created this. Why did I create that? Log action progress. Action type. I don't know. Let's oh, okay. So I wrote this start to another function, and I'm wondering if I should just go ahead. Okay, so each time we run game, I will need to get the active players. Oh yeah, let's go here and see if I can. Let's implement this. Okay, so each time we run the game, I will need to get the active players for each team. I don't want to be reloading them every play, so we will have to pass in the active players filtered from the team players. Active players do not need to be saved to the database, but they do need to be held in memory or refetched when a game is restarted. Refetched when a game is restarted for a new play or next play results requested. Team players are defined in the players service types.go and players.proto. Active players are defined by any players on team with a status other than what is it? IR, NFI, or pup. Any player in a status other than healthy need to first have their play status, their game time status, their active game time status, game time, let's do this, game time availability determined by the coach service staff.go coach/staff.go. What did I decide? Did I put them in as coaches? Forgot what I decided. Let's go to my types.go for players. Oh, it's team staff. So let's just coach service staff functions .go. Let's go ahead and put that in. I'm going to create it. Yeah. Oh, is it going to be? Oh, nope. Wait a minute. Do I want that in the coach, or do I want that? I'm wondering if I should just change this from coach to staff. That would change a lot of things. But the coach is doing, it basically handles all the coach. No, let's go players. I'm going to put in players. New file. Staff functions. Hey Nintendo, how you doing? Determined by the coach staff.functions go. Get availability function. In that function, I will have a availability test for each of those players. If they are marked as healthy for the game, they are available. If not, the next player in the depth chart who is not already in the game will be taken away. Okay, this is a huge one. I'm going to see what Claude can come up with. I have a feeling it's going to be a mess, but we'll see. Hey, good job, man. You're going to have to tell me how it goes. In fact, hey, let me know about it, and I'll be sure to at least download it and look at it and see what it's all about. I'll be one of your first downloads. Now, that's assuming you don't like decide to charge $50 for it, because as you know, I have no money. But I'll download it, check it out, and if it's cool, I'll pay a few bucks for it just to support you. I think that's pretty awesome that you're getting something out there. I hope it's good. I mean, as long as it's something that, I mean, it's got to be something I can use, hopefully. But so far, all the little apps you've been coming up with are kind of cool. So I've requested a big ask from Claude. Now, in Office, in iOS, that's not a real app. That's fine. You can convert it to Android when it's a hit, and then I'll be there. But anyway, I had a big ask for Claude. When I ask big things from Claude, it does an honorable mention at trying to figure it out, but oftentimes it'll vomit out a bunch of code that doesn't work. I mean, it might work, but it won't work with my stuff because it doesn't take in enough things in preparation. So let's see what it came out with. In some cases, all right, let's create a staff function in the player service that handles player availability. So we'll take this one, and we're going to go put this in my staff function here. Put it in the staff function here. And this is one thing too. I've noticed that when Rue or Gemini decide to do code for you, it doesn't give you the full. I say I need a new file that does blah. It'll give you all the blah, but it won't give you all the imports or any of the settings. It doesn't do that. And then when you say, can you complete this? And it'll go back and look at it and go, hey, you're missing the imports. I'm like, yeah, I told you create a new file and you didn't put the imports in. And oftentimes, if you have the right object set up, I can just save, but it doesn't always do it. And you save, and then the Go will automatically go fetch the right imports, but that doesn't always work. So Rue kind of helped me out this morning, helped me clean up a few of my codes. I'll say Rue, Gemini. But you get so few asks, and it's kind of hit or miss. And it'll do a lot of tasks, and every one of those tasks, I think, work against your requests. So like I'll auto allow it to look at my code. So it'll go blah, 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 blah. Need permission to look at this file, automatically accepts and goes to the next one. Need permission to look at this file, okay, go on, keep going. I give it auto permission to read files, because I don't want to have to keep hitting, yeah, go ahead. And but the thing is, it uses up, those are all individual requests, and you only get so many requests. And so when I'm doing big things, I use up all my requests in like 2 or 3 questions. I mean, I'll be done. I'll be locked up. So I do like to use it on occasion, but I still, like you, I prefer Claude. Claude just seems better. I just wish the Claude code writing part was better. I wish Copilot was better. The Copilot edits is mediocre at best. Just doesn't work very well. So copy and paste isn't the worst. It does allow me to do my line by line comparisons. So I like that. But let's see. Now this was a lot. I asked it to do a lot of stuff. Now let's modify the run play. So we're going to go over to my run play, which is my simulator. And let's see how it does here. Run play. Okay. Control the entire simulation of a single play. All right, so I'm going to go here and let's see what he did. I like this because I can compare. So we're get play. Check if we need to fetch active players. Okay, so this is the active player check. Yeah, Buddy Claude is pretty good. This morning, you know, though, I was using Gemini, was doing a good job, and the only reason I was using ChatGPT because I don't think Claude is good for this. I mean, maybe it is. Claude is code, and I was doing a different thing this morning. I was reading my lines for my play, but I needed to create my. I can't get the script in a PDF. I don't know. The director guy, for whatever reason, didn't want to give us a PDF, so I converted it. I took pictures of it, created a bunch of PDFs, but I needed it to be turned into something that I could import into one of the script reader apps, like on Android, that it'll read through the lines, and then I could do my part. You know, I tell it which line I am, and then it'll read, and I do my part, and I basically talk to my phone, right? And but I needed to do that, so I had to take all these files and keep giving them to an AI, and I go, can you format this so that it looks consistent? And but I had to keep putting all the files in. It's like 32 pages long, so that was kind of a pain. But I was starting to get into it pretty good, and Gemini was handling it pretty well. I put big documents in there, and I'd say, "Can you do this and this?" and it would do them all, and I would copy them into my PDF, and eventually I got everything nice and cleaned up, imported it in, and I was doing my lines this morning. And so I've got I thought my character had the most lines. I think I'm the main character, but I guess I have the second most lines. There's another guy in there that has more individual lines. It's like 110 to 112, so it's basically the same. But the gap between me and the third person is like 40 lines. So even my wife in the play, who's got a pretty major part in the play, only has like 90 lines or 80 lines or something like that. So it's I won't say it's intimidating. It's really not that hard because you kind of know the flow. You kind of know what's the next thing. You just got to keep going over it so you don't like go, how do I respond to this? You know, so you got to really kind of be in character. So I have today and tomorrow I have to be doing my play. So I had to read through my lines again today, and I'll probably read through them again a little bit later. So I'll definitely be kind of having to stop at some point. Maybe I'll do that when I take a break between this one and my next session, because I'm planning to do 2-hour sessions plus all the way up until about 5 o'clock on this. So what I'll probably do is like do a 2-hour session, and then I'll do my play practice, and then I'll do another 2-hour session, and then we'll see. Maybe that's all I need because it's only from 1 to 3 to 3 to 5. So, and I've already started 30 minutes. So yeah, I'll have about a 30-minute break in the middle. It's actually The House on Haunted Hill, an old 1950s movie. Vincent Price. I'm the guy Vincent Price played, and I was excited to be able to take I tried out for his part because it's Vincent Price. Hey, I want to play Vincent Price's part. Now I'm not playing it at all like Vincent Price. He's a different guy, you know. But still, I think I have a good grasp of Frederick Loren, the man who rented the house on Haunted Hill so that he might throw a party for his wife, Annabelle. A haunted house party. There'll be food and drinks, and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. If any of you would spend the next 12 hours here, I will give you $10,000 each, or your next of kin should you not survive. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I'm kind of going with it. I'm going to be doing an accent. I am doing the accent. This is that I am doing all the way through it. I like it because it's kind of a Middle Eastern-y kind of thing. I think we talked about this yesterday, and or maybe that was that might have been Ariano, Ariano Throwaway. But it's kind of a haunted house movie. Nah, this is I wish. This is a small little play studio thing, so yeah. I just don't have to pay. So it's what do you call it? Semi-pro. I'm not getting paid, but I don't have to pay. So it's that middle of the road stuff. It's free on both sides. Now, if you're going to school, you're paying to be in plays, right? So that's a different thing. And then you're in the next stage. That's the don't have to pay, but you don't get paid. I have been looking to try out for some local plays, local studios that actually do pay. And if I could get into one of their things, they're small little things, but they actually do pay. It's like $900 if you're not playing a lead per week. So that's actually pretty decent. That's a decent. I mean, I would take that. I mean, it would give me some kind of income, right? Also, that reminds me, I'm actually thinking of doing a costume dress up. You know, people think that's the kind of thing you do when you're like desperate. Well, I'm kind of desperate, but no, where you wear superhero costumes or whatever, and then you go do parties or plays or parades or whatever. I'm thinking of doing that. I think it'd be kind of fun, really. But you have to kind of sort of look like that person if it's a maskless. So the only ones I could do maskless, there might be a couple, but only ones I can think of, hero-wise, and they don't actually have, but it'd be like a Black Adam. I could maybe do a Black Adam. I think I could pull it off. I mean, I'm certainly no Rock, but I mean, come on, none of the guys that they have on this. I looked at their site. They don't have any Rock-like guys there. But I have the bald head, and I think I have enough of a tan to kind of pull off the general look. And I think my build is okay. So I think I'm not Superman, but I think I kind of sort of fit that. Then obviously I can play the masked heroes, Spider-Man, Batman. I could do those. So I think it'd be kind of fun just to be out there and say hi to kids and play with kids and that kind of stuff. But I've always thought it might be kind of interesting. And you get paid for it. It's like $50 an hour. Now, granted, you may only do an hour or two, but if I get to get some stuff. Yeah, and if I get 1 gig a week, that's more than I get paid doing DoorDash. And it probably wouldn't be 1 a week. It'd probably be like 1 a month. But that's 1 week's worth of DoorDash I don't have to do. That's my thought. Every little bit I get, right? And there could be events that take several hours. You can get paid to $200 to $400. They said, depending on if it's a long session, like if you're doing like a parade or a show or something like that. So I think that'd be kind of fun. I looked at their costumes. They're pretty good. They're not like movie level costumes, but they're not like Halloween level costumes either. These look like they're kind of custom made, so they're somewhere in the middle. They're good costumes, but they're not. They're not on either side of the fantastic / crap scale. They're somewhere in here. We're looking at them going, I could see I could see being seen in public with that. It's like I wouldn't want to wear like some of these Halloween costumes, which are just these chintzy little floppy plastic things, but those ones, they're not bad. But that reminds me, I gotta call them. Maybe I'll do that when I do my 2-hour break, which is about 90 minutes from now. I'll call them and see about signing up. I actually found out about it because they put in a request to get people to do it on this site I've been watching for auditions and that kind of thing, that trying to get audition parts. I would think it'd be kind of cool to do something. If I could get anything, if I were to figure out some way to make just a couple $1,000s a month, that would go a long way towards reducing the amount of stuff I have to take out of our retirement stuff. The fantastic crap scale, exactly. Yeah. It's on a scale from crap to fantastic. Where would you put yourself? But yeah, I don't know. I think when you're wearing a mask too, or even when you're doing a play, it's easier, I think, to act like not like yourself, Like now, I'm talking to a camera, and I don't have any problem doing goofy things. So, what are you going to do about it, huh? Don't like it? Tough. You're going to stop following me? It's like, well, I guess that would kind of suck, but I mean, there's not like nothing anyone can really say or do, right? So I'm not gonna. I don't know why, because when you're in person, I mean, a play is actually a little more risky, right? Because if somebody thinks you're terrible, if they're jerks, they could heckle you or whatever. But I don't know. I don't think that's at this low scale. People don't expect fantastic, right? Actually, I think I'm pretty good, to be honest. If I had to say so myself. I've only been in 2 plays exactly, and I've already claimed the lead in 1. So that's saying something, I'd hope. Granted, okay. Now this is what I'm playing with. Okay, there's maybe 2. I'd say there's 3 people there that on the cast that I would say I would call adults. I mean, like full-grown adults. One, I'm the oldest person on the cast, no doubt about it. I mean, I got to be honest, right? So I'm the oldest person on the cast. The girl who's playing my wife is probably the best actor on the cast. She's pretty good. But I think she's maybe 27, 26. I don't know. That's kind of where I put her in my mind. I don't know. I've never asked her. There's another guy on there. I'd probably say is close to 30 something. He's pretty good too. He's got kind of a more flamboyant personality. Got a real deep voice. Wait, real deep voice. I thought I had a pretty deep voice. He has a really deep voice. My voice carries though, so when I talk, people hear me. So that's good for acting, right, on a play, because you need to have a carrying voice. So even when I'm talking kind of soft, I'm still able to be heard pretty far. Same with him. It's like you don't have any trouble hearing. Like we have a couple of these, I'll call them kids. Most of them, I think everybody's out of high school. Actually, no, that may not be true. There may be a couple. Like a couple of them are kids that are still in high school, like seniors. They're going to graduate this year. So we got some pretty young people. And then there's one person who's the mom of one of the kids that's still in high school. And she does it. And she's pretty good. I mean, she's all right. I think she's only done like 2 plays also. The one I was in before. She did that one and then this one. And she's actually, I don't think she's too bad. I think she acts pretty well. It's good. I don't think she's bad. But anyway, so that's kind of what we're working with. I'm not working with like a lot of really experienced people. There's only a couple. Like the girl who I said is pretty good, who's opposite me. She's done a number of things. She's tried a lot of different types of acting things. And honestly, as good as she is, I think she'd be good for some of these other types of pay jobs. But she may not fit a lot of the parts because, if they're asking for certain types of looks, because she's really short. I mean, she's really, really short. I mean, she looks like she's like, if you weren't around her all the time, you would think she was maybe 19, 18. And she's like, I'd say she's maybe 5'2", 5'4", I don't know, something. She's pretty short. And I mean, it's not uncommon for women to be shorter, but I feel like she's shorter than most. And that might hinder her. I don't know, because she says she kind of wants to do more acting, and I'm like, well, you're pretty good, and you have decent experience, and you know a lot about different things, and a lot more than I do. And she even does musical type stuff, which is good for theater, because there's a lot of theaters that do musicals, and that's what I'm worried about. That's the one thing I don't think I could do. I think I sing okay, but I don't know that I could. I don't know that I could do it. For one, I can't do it a cappella. For some reason, I have a hard time. There's maybe 3 songs I can sing a cappella. And they're not the most common songs now, right? I mean, not counting Christmas songs. People can usually work out a Christmas song. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Singing is a whole nother. I've done. Maybe I need to do more karaoke for practice. That's what it is. But singing is just really I don't know. It's a skill that takes a lot more. I mean, maybe even more confidence than just talking and acting silly or doing stuff, because it requires you to emote talent. You know, it's not just about delivering the words and the lines and sounding realistic, which is, I guess, a talent in its own, you know, like any acting would be. But you can't, it's not just words. I mean, talking clear and speaking things out is easy to do compared to singing. Singing is like, okay, now you actually got to be good at what you're doing. You got to sound good. You can have a voice that's like, you know, barbed wire, and as long as you deliver your lines with the right emotion and such, people are going to just take you on as that's your character. They're going to live with it. But if you got to sing, happy birthday to you, you know, that's like, oh gosh, please stop. Let me out. You know, let me out of here. But so I don't know. I think it's singing is a talent. I would love to try it. To be honest, I would be willing to try it. But I think I'd have. Here's one of the problems when I've discovered when I do karaoke. If it's a song I know pretty well, I'll start off good, and I think I sound good. I think it's coming off great. But somewhere around halfway through a song, doesn't matter how well I know it and how good I'm doing, how confident I'm feeling, my brain goes into a recession. It goes, they're all looking at you. Nobody's responding. There's no feedback. You suck. And then my brain just, my voice starts going down, and it starts sounding weak. And I'm like, no, stop, push through it. I can't do it. At the end of a song, I just kind of peter out. And yeah, I mean, I'm still pretty close to the same, but you can tell I've lost my mojo by the time the song's over. And I've done that like 2 or 3 times when I try to do karaoke. So I don't know what it is. It's almost, it's like if you go running and you try to do a full speed run around the track and you're out of shape. Okay, so you can go, maybe you're pretty strong, pretty fast, whatever, but you just cardio, don't have it. You run 3/4 of the lap and you're doing great and it's all good, and then you just, no matter how hard you push, you just, that's kind of what it's like. It just goes. It's like the adrenaline, the focus, whatever it is, just disappears, and you're like, walk across the finish line. And yeah, that's what I think. That's what happens to me when I'm trying to sing in front of people. And people go, "You were doing really good there for a while, or it started off really good." And I'm like, "Yeah, thanks, but how'd it finish?" All right, let's go back to what I was doing. Little buddy. Come on, little buddy. What am I, Gilligan? All right, so. All right, we got that, we got that. All right, so we got to put this piece in. Home team players. Get. Oh, it's home team play. Home team play. Okay, so we need this piece. And this piece is going to go in right here. That's why I got to go in here. Nope. I got to first get the players before I can get the active players. Right. Then got home and away players. I don't think they need to be called active players. I mean, once you've pulled them, they may be active players, yes, but they only need to be home and away. I mean, really, why do you need to put active in? Obviously, you've already pulled them out. You're like working, find the active, assign the active. These are your active. But you don't need to say active anymore. Once they're in the game, these are the players. They're just the players. And what else we got? Anything I need to put in there that changes? Active players by team. Oh. So to change this up a little bit. Game state, active players by team. Wait, how does that work? Oh, we're getting the team ID. Really? I guess. It's kind of a weird way to do that. I feel like that could be that could be done better. Can we just, I don't know. No, we're just gonna home players. Here we go. What else do we have here? Active players. What are we missing? Oh, I gotta create this. Service struct. I don't even have a service struct. Not here anyway. Is that in my service? Let's go to my service struct. Okay. Now what? Got players. Where are players? Players, players, players. Where did it define players at? It doesn't even define players. Hello. Did you miss something, Mr. Claude? You're mentioning players, but there's no players. Oh, home players response. Find home players response. What? Oh, is that supposed to be getting that from the playbook client? If you're getting that from the playbook client, we're probably going to want to call it. Did it change my client name? Oh, did it do that when I wasn't paying attention? No. Home team. Doesn't even define the playbook client. What? What? I have a feeling that's supposed to be the player service client, but I'm not seeing it as a playbook client. But they don't, I think it mentions the player client here. I think, yeah, I think we're missing something here. I don't see the player's object definition. Oops. So I was watching Big Play Football or Big Win Football again today. It's a Android game, and I do recommend, if you're interested in a Android football game, checking it out for simulation purposes. To also get an idea of, it's not the overall function of the game. I mean, it's okay, but the simulation itself, and I keep telling, I'll keep mentioning this because I really like the simulation. I think it does a good job with the sim. The offense only uses one formation, but the defense uses a few different formations. And beyond that, though, it's pretty rudimentary as far as strategy and format and what it's doing. It basically runs the same offensive. Well, you know, I mean, it's the same offensive line. I don't know what it's deciding. Sometimes pass, sometimes throw. I don't know how it decides. But sometimes pass, sometimes run, I mean. Pass or throw. And how it decides what defense to use, I don't know. But it's not something you have any control over. Other than you can set the focus, like throw more passes, do more runs, that kind of thing. And also, the players don't. I mean, the players might mean something in the fact that they have one single number that decides kind of what they are in general. I mean, they have 3 or 4 stats, but they just change that value. You just get. It's kind of like what they call one of those bloat things. The bigger the number is, the better your player is. I mean, it's just fixed. And there's no balance in the game, right? So if you end up with a bunch of really good players, you're going to be the really good team, but then they have some sort of underlying balance things. So people complain a lot that if you have a really good high power team, you could still lose to a really bad low power team. And they're like, well, I paid all this money, I got all these cards, I got the best players out there, and how is it these lower teams are even competing with me? It doesn't make sense. See, that's what you don't want. You want every team should be competitive. It shouldn't be easy, and wins shouldn't be a given just because you've got all the best cards. The strategy should be in building your team up so you have a good team with the same baseline of opportunity. So if you have 100 million, they have 100 million. Who builds up the better team based on 100 million and the strategy of the gameplay itself? That's what I'm going for. So this game doesn't do that. But again, visually speaking, the layout of Big Win Football is cool, and it's actually entertaining to watch. It's actually kind of fun to watch a game. You don't have to watch the whole thing. I guess you can sim through parts of it. And how much simming I'm going to allow, simming through parts, simming through whatever, I don't know. I haven't decided. That's just a matter of speeding the game up and taking some of it off screen. But I really kind of want the sims to matter. I want them to be something that if you want to run a sim, you have to run the game. You might be able to run it a little faster. You might be able to skip over certain things. But I kind of want people to have a desire to watch the game. So if nothing else, we're talking about, you could probably reduce it from 10 to 5 minutes or 4 minutes. How much time is that? Put it on the back of your screen, set it on your desk, just have it there. And I'm going to try to make it so it's entertaining to look at. You could be playing your other video games while your football team is trying to win over here on your phone or on your web page on the other side. Or maybe if you're using the stream function, you can have your team playing on a stream and people can watch your team perform. Anyway, so I see you're working on player package isn't defined or imported in your code. Let's modify code to properly import and use the player package containing your staff functions. Oh, I see what they did. Wait. Oh, weird. Okay, that's odd. I've never done that before. I don't know if I want to do that. I feel like that's jumping out of wouldn't we just use the player service client? Seems importing directly might not be in line with how the other services communicate with each other. Yeah, I don't know if I like the idea of importing my service. Yeah, see, you're absolutely right.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. Thanks for clearing that up. Let's see if we can get that fixed for you, sir.
All right. It's funny, too, because it actually uses the player client here. So why is it importing? Why did it even consider importing the file? If it was already using the client, why didn't it just continue that same thing going forward? Process home team players for blah. Determine player availability. I didn't even read the function. It gave me the function to determine player availability, but I didn't actually. I told it what I wanted it to do to determine if they were available, but I didn't actually read it to see what it did. I just said, okay, I'll take it. Process away team players. Determine player ability, player away, active players, append away, active players, player. So we're returning, or we're using the player object. We're going to go through home and away, and then we're going to go active players by team, home team ID, active players by team, away team ID, 0. Active players by team. Okay. Oh, weird. I wonder why I did it that way. Huh. So what I'm thinking of right now is a set up an array, active players by team, and then it sets up the ones that are going to be for the home team and one that's going to be for the away team, but it's basing it on the ID instead of just saying 0 and 1. Because 0 is home, a 1 is away, and that's how I'm doing it everywhere. It's just home team is 0, away is 1. But it created its own array to hold the team, hold the active players, which is fine. But it's like, why didn't it just do the same thing? I mean, it could have just been 0 and 1. Why make it so complicated? Home team. Home players. Away players. So we're going to set these guys, the home players and away players. And oh, those are new. S active players by team, active players by team, string. Oh, maybe it's because it's mapping them. I still don't know why that would matter. It's just a player getting all these values. Why are we mapping? Why are we mapping them to player and not team player? Oh, I think you might be looking at the wrong thing for my players. I think is what's happening. PB player. Oops. Yeah, I think that's the wrong. ID, name, season, age, source. Yeah, we're not going to have a status or any of that on here because these guys don't have that. I think it has to be team player. Active players by team. It has to be team player. Oops, can't change that. Check if we need to fetch active players. First play or catch a cache. First play or after a cache reset. Need another tweak to provided players are generic source. Active players need to be pulled from the team player struct. Those are the players available to the team, and that is also where their status and depth chart information will come from. Did it actually do anything? It's still using the player here. Let's see what it does down here. Process active players for home team. Team player data is in the player details dot team player field. Is that really what it's at? Player details. Is that really how I do it? I don't think that's right. Where are you getting this information? Types. Do I even have a player details? I don't think I have a player details. Player details. What is player details? I think it's kind of going off on its own little thing again. Where is this? See, it says player details. What is player details? Or did you create a new thing for me? What is player details? Nope. What is player details? Ignore the player struct and the player service. Oh, unless it's getting, what is PB? No. What are you doing, dude? You're totally losing it. You're totally losing it. Ignore the player struct and the player service. Teams in a game will have a team ID. Teams in a game will have a team ID. Team players will be pulled from the team player container. Holding all the players assigned to teams. In the system. This information is container holding all the players assigned to teams in the system. This information is retrieved via the player service. Let's go look at this function. I gotta see what the staff function does. This might make a little difference to me in how I'm looking at stuff. Okay, so determine player availability. Checks if a player is available for a game based on their injury status. Player on IR, PUP, or NFI are automatically unavailable. Check for team players' specific statuses. Injury status string. See, where is this player details? Player details is undefined. API player has no field or method player details. And it's getting this player. What are we getting? We're passing in players. Yeah. What is this? Player details. Undefined API. Okay. And alright, let's just keep going here. Team players will be pulled from team player container holding all the players assigned to teams in the system. This information is retrieved via the player service. Team player. We then check the team player status to get the status of a player and run it against your determine availability by status. If not available, that player is set. That player status is set to pup. I'm gonna put them on the pup list, but only in memory. Will not be saved. Okay. And only the players not currently in IR, PUP, NFI will be returned as available team players as active players for the game. Do we can we update their depth status too? Get next player in depth chart. Yeah. The get next player in depth chart function will be used to move players up in the depth chart to fill in for missing unavailable players. So ultimately, we're just returning to the run play function a filtered list of the team player struct if needed. we can call it game players or active players, and we'll just call it we can filtered array of the active players. I'm trying to get it on the same page as me. I don't know, whatever it's thinking, but it's not what I'm thinking. And if I'm not thinking it, then it's wrong. AI's got some ideas, but they're kind of like, it's so easy for AI. I'm telling you, AI is so good at coming up with, I mean, like, it did something I never saw before just in this question today, where it started importing directly from other services. And if you don't watch yourself, that's like, you end up with all these tangled services. One importing directly, other ones are using the service calls, and then things just start functioning funky. You know, I mean, you're like, if one service goes down, now it's not making a call, and it's not able to go to gRPC to handle it correctly. We don't close correctly. We don't close connections. Things just get weird. We need consistency. So you got to really stay on top of what the AI is doing to your code. Okay, determine player availability. So we're going back to here. We're going back to the determine player availability, which I guess is fine. What I've understood is doubtful is actually more like 3% or 10%. It's some really low chance. These guys are probably not playing. Questionable is, I think, about 50-50, and probable is higher than doubtful. Like they got like a 90% or 80 or maybe 80%. But still, I think that works fine. I'm okay with it. Extract team player data. Injury status, team player data injured. Extract team player data from the player. Okay, so we are getting the team player correctly. What are we passing here? How does it know? How does this know what teams it's filtering on, though? Oh, is it just one player at a time? Determine player availability? Oh, it must be doing one team at a time. Really? All right, well, let's see what the next one is. Oh. Choose all players from a team that are available for a game. Get next player in depth chart. Cache active players by team. To accept a player service client instead of a service struct made. Sure to access team player data quickly. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's implement that into the run play function in the simulator service. Maybe it already did. Maybe it already thinks it did, but I'm making it do it again. Because I really feel like it kind of had the right idea, but I think it was overcomplicating things. I felt overcomplicated. All right, let's see how it wrote it this time. Go back to my run play. I don't have anything up above. All right. Play with client. Active player by team. Blah 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 blah. Team IDs. Still think it's weird that it's using team IDs, but team one. It's calling team 1 ID and team 2 ID. That's kind of weird. Look at this. Why, if we set team IDs to game state dot team player info 0 team ID. So now we've got this team IDs object holding both of these team IDs, right? So it's a nice little team IDs object that he created. Then he goes in here and uses it, blah blah blah. But then he just does this again. Why not declare this outside of this section? And then you could just use it here and you wouldn't have to read this all the way through this game state again. I mean, come on, if you're going to create this object, you might as well use the player service cache active players by team function to get all the active players. That's kind of cool. I like the way they did that, or the way it did that. But I still say you might as well reuse this, because then you could just go team ID 0 and team IDs 1, rather than having to read through this twice to get the team ID. I don't know if that's faster. I mean, you're really talking about minute things, but if you're gonna read it down a path of an object and you got the simple things already. And look, I already have home team play ID right here. Home team play ID and away team play ID. Why not just use those? I mean, it's... Oh, that's a play ID. Oh, never mind. Never mind, that's a play ID. It's not the team ID. Ignore me. I'm yelling at... I'm like... It's like my brain is looking for reasons to find flaws in the AI. Okay, well, anyway, you should use this one twice. Just saying. I mean, if you're gonna create those variables, I feel like you can simplify a little bit by reusing your variables. Make them more usable. Oh, I totally got rid of my notes. Is it gonna save? Execute route step, yeah, but it doesn't update game state with play results. No, this is a placeholder logic. Replace your actual game state update logic. You know, I don't want it to. Let's do this. Okay, so I feel like if you're going to create this variable to make things easier, you might as well take this and put it on this scope. And then you can take this and take this guy out. Just go 0 and 1 and then dump this one. I mean, why not, right? I mean, reuse your variables. You're going to create them, use them. And that's simpler. I mean, if you can make the line look smaller, shorter, if nothing else, it just looks shorter, right? Cleaner. Honestly, you don't even really need this. I could just say this and put it here. Home player by team and active player by team, but whatever. We're just getting the players. This is my list or my array of players, and we're going to send them into their home active players, away active players. Check if players aren't available for this specific play. This could be due to fatigue, ejection, etc. tracked within the game. Oh. That's great, but if they're unavailable, then I still got to have some logic that's going to know how to... It's like, oh yeah, if this player is unavailable, good. Well, we still need the logic that's going to reset the who's available. Because execute. Let's see, did it do anything to fix my execute? No, it did not. Yeah, execute route step. It's just not doing anything. We're just passing pit players in. That's fine, but it's just is a map. It says, okay, well, they're unavailable. And what are we doing with that? Absolutely nothing. Check if players are unavailable for this specific play. This could be due to fatigue, ejection, etc. Tracked within the game. Well, that's fine, but I still say, what are we doing with that? That's just a variable that doesn't have a home. It's not passed anywhere. It's not set anywhere. I mean, we set it, but what are we doing with it? Is it going? Did he at least put it in the execute route step? No. Home play, away team, home players, away players. Get next player in depth chart. Is this set? Are we passing this in? What is this call? Are we calling this character? All right. Well, let's see what this does. We have. We'll put this at the bottom. Unavailable player IDs, but determine availability. Why is this all in my? Okay, wait a minute. Didn't we have that here? Why? Is there a determine availability function both in simulator and the player service? Player services staff functions.go should be called for availability checks. It's kind of like it forgets. It says, oh yeah, I forgot we had the player service thing over there, didn't we? It's like, come on, man. Stop losing track. Its memory is like, What did they say? A lobotomized goldfish? That's what I heard. I was watching a YouTube video about AI and how it often has the memory of a lobotomized goldfish. Goldfishes are known for having really short memories. And a lobotomized goldfish can't remember what the if he came from behind him or from in front of him. It's like, wait a minute, did I just flip around or was I swimming in this direction? I don't know. Yes, that is the goal. Alright, so now I gotta go back up here and see what did we change stuff again on the run play, because I don't like redundant code. Don't make me edit things twice. Okay, active players by team. Unavailable player, execute route step, blah 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 blah. Still don't know what that's gonna do because that's a weird. It's not universal, but whatever. Then we got that. Gameplay results. Okay. And then we gotta go to the next thing, which is not execute route step. Nope, because I put that on the bottom. Yards, don't care. Set score after play. Nope, that's not it either. Get next player in depth chart. Okay. PB cache active players by team. Oh, so this is actually going to do those things, but it's going to do it by way of calling them from the same kind of file name. So, oops. Well, at least we're not doing it twice. Some long names, though. Undefined PB ash cache active players. I think I have that though, don't I? Get cache active players by team. Cache active players by team. Active players by team. Okay, so why is the run play not noticing them? Oh, come on. There we go. That's what I thought. I knew that wasn't a thing. Home active players, away active players. How do you say home active? Home players, away players. I don't think it matters. Oops. Delete. Don't think it matters, but I'm doing it anyway. So I'm thinking these are the wrong types. Cannot use home players, away players. Yep, they're the wrong players. I don't have anything to drink, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna eat almonds. Probably a bad plan.
I don't have anything to drink.
I gotta. What time is it? It's 1:35. You know what? I'm gonna take my break early, and I will be back. I'm gonna do another stream, probably start in about half an hour. Hopefully, maybe even and then I'm gonna go study my lines a little bit, and then I will be back. We're close to wrapping this up. I know it. I keep saying it, but I mean, I feel like it's just some minor things now, and then I should be able to clean this up. I gotta go get some drinks and make myself less thirsty